So good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday, our monthly webinar session from Sight and Sound Technology. My name is Stuart Lawler, and my colleague Sharon Lyons, also from Sight and Sound Technology, is with me. And Sharon will be looking after our chat, and we'll tell you in just a moment how you can get in touch with us. Today, we're absolutely delighted to be joined by Mendi Singh, and I'll be telling you a little bit about Mendi in a second. And had the pleasure of speaking to Mendi a couple of weeks ago, and I came off the call feeling very very kind of positive, and I kind of thought we need to share some of this stuff on a webinar. So we're going to talk all about rhythm this afternoon with Mendi in just a moment. If you would like to get in touch with us today, and we welcome your questions and comments throughout the hour, you can do so on Zoom by raising your hand. If you're on a PC, you can press Alt and Y to do that, and we will come to you in due course, or you can activate the raise hand button on your app of choice, be that iOS or Android. Similarly, you can type in chat. If you're on a PC, you can press Alt and H, or you can do that by clicking the chat button on iOS or Android, and we're looking forward to your interactions. We will have plenty of time for questions and comments as we go along. So Mendi Singh is a professional percussionist. He has performed across the globe. He started his musical journey at age 3 and studied music for over 20 years under a blind music master. In the past 3 years, he's been creating and delivering music workshops in centres around the country for people who are visually impaired, and we'll hear more about that shortly. And Mendi has worked with a couple of celebs. He has played with Peter Gabriel and Take That. So might hear some, he might have a bit of, he might have something to tell us about the celebrities he's worked with. So Mendi, you're very welcome. Thanks for giving us your time. Great to have you with us today.
Thank you, Stuart. It's great to be here.
So listen, you started this at age 3. Were you always kind of musically inclined?
So we started, me and my brothers, we started learning quite at a very early age. I'm the youngest in the family, so I kind of was born into hearing music in the house, and our mother, you could say, encouraged us, and it was just a natural process to play. I feel to play music, and I chose the tabla as my instrument, or it chose me. And then my mother used to take us to the Sikh temple where music is played every Sunday. So the priest there who was singing, he used to see me and my brothers always tapping on our knees, and he invited us on stage when we were around 5, 6 years old. And then we started performing regularly on Sundays. And then as the wider community got to know that we play tabla and music, we started getting invited to play with other musicians. And at that time, a lot of musicians from India and other Pakistan used to come and visit the UK. And we used to get to play with some real advanced or great masters at a very young age, which was such a great experience and development for us. And then Bhangra music is a form of Indian folk music mixed with westernized instruments like guitars and drums. And I started playing with Bhangra music, different bands. A couple of years in, I got invited to perform with Mendi Singh, who's one of the leading Bhangra artists. He recently got an MBE from the Queen a few years back. And from that time, when I was about 17 or 18, he was so famous. We was touring in Australia, America, Canada, Philippines, and all over Europe. So I got to see a lot of the world, and that's where my interest in world music started growing.
So going on from there then, and when you were working with a blind music master, I think that's the correct terminology, and you kind of that whole experience, because that obviously, I presume, triggered your interest in sort of working with people with sight loss, because you're not visually impaired, so you're not.
No, I'm a sighted musician. My master, Mr. Ajit Singh Matlashi, he lost his sight at the age of 2, and his mother, and the story is that his mother took him to a great music master who was also without sight, teaching in India. My teacher's from India originally, and so he started learning music from Master Komalji, and then moved to England over 30 years ago. And that's where we met Mr. Matlashi and became what we call his disciple, where we do service and learn to play music. Um, and my teacher was a great singer. He used to teach singing, different Indian instruments like the sitar, dilruba, and tabla. And he used to perform. So we used to go to the temple with my teacher and perform. And the whole experience was absolutely amazing. I mean, besides he had so much wisdom and knowledge in music, he was such a great spiritual master, I felt.
Mhm. And there is that feeling of performing, and you've performed all over the world, and you're talking about being very young and performing at church and all the way through, and to performing on a big stage with Take That and the guys. Uh, what's that like? Just getting up there and playing rhythms and just hearing the crowd, feeling the crowd around you. It must be very special.
It is yeah, it is a very special feeling, and I feel very blessed that it is something I started at a very young age and continue to do. And throughout the journey, I've been performing with different genres of music and musicians in Argentina. I got invited to perform with one of the great guitarists there, Luis Salinas. He didn't speak a word of English, and we just went on stage. He started his guitar playing, and in front of like 3,000, a full house. And it's just a moment that you've been put on the spot and you have to swim out of it.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess as well, playing all over the world, meeting other musicians, hearing other maybe influences that might have shaped your music into the future or how you play music.
Most definitely. Yeah, I'm working with these different genres and these very refined musicians. I feel the influence, it's certainly influenced the way I play. I learned so much from them. And my teacher, the way he presents Indian music, and yeah, the way you could say, sees the music involved, how he's involved with the music.
Okay, brilliant. So I know you're going to talk about a couple of things today, Mendy, and one of them is about the rhythm code, which is the new course that you've developed, and I suspect there'll be a lot of people here who might be very interested in that. And we're going to talk a bit about the tabla. But before that, I think you wanted to talk a little bit about rhythm and how people could use things at home, everyday objects, to create some rhythm. And just before we do that, again, quick reminder that people can tap into chat if you want to put any messages in, or you want to raise your hand if you want to ask Mendi a question, or if you have a comment, please do that, and we will make sure we stop to take those questions and comments as well. Um, so, Mendi, do you want to talk to us a little bit about rhythm?
Yes. Also, I would like to mention for anybody who would like to join in, if they could get a couple of cups or bowls or tins, and a pencil or a spoon or a chopstick, because we are going to learn some rhythms in a moment.
Excellent. So get your stuff from your kitchen, teaspoons, mugs,
Yes,
anything,
mugs are
bowls. Yeah,
frequent.
yeah.
Absolutely. I got
Uh,
my setup here with a bowl, a cup, a little pot, a glass, and a little tin.
oh wow, all different sounds, all different pitches. Sharon has a pen in her office, she was saying before we came on air, so she's ready to go. So
I got my mug as well.
and a mug. Okay, fantastic.
Super.
Uh, I have my desk and a couple of objects, but I'll
That's right. You
yeah,
could use your desk as well.
I'll use my desk. Okay. Um, so do you want to just talk us through a couple of things that we could do at home that people could try out anytime, I suppose?
Yeah, so this idea of playing on everyday objects, I my first project in centres was with Birmingham Focus and Henshaws in 2019, and that at that period we were still in lockdown, so I couldn't go to the centres, um, and we done it on Zoom. So people at home had their cups and tins and pots there, and I was teaching them rhythms on everyday objects, and it'd be a nice time, I think, to play some rhythms. And if right now, what do you think, Stuart? It's a good time now.
Absolutely, let's go for it. And if anyone has questions, then we might, when we do the finish the rhythms, we'll stop and take some questions before we start talking about the tabla, because I'm very keen to hear about the tabla. But yeah, let's go for the rhythms.
Okay, brilliant. So, because is this webinar, we can play it back. We are going to learn 5 rhythms now. And rhythm number 1 is I will just speak out the pattern. The pattern is 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2. And if we want to play it together, I will count 4, and then we can play this rhythm together. If you can play it on one item, like I just did, 1 2 1 1 2, or you could use 2 items and play it like this: 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2. Okay, after the count of 4, we'll play this a few times: 5 6 7 8. 1
One,
2
two.
1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2.
Hope
Oh,
everybody's playing that at home, or wherever they may be sitting.
we'll move on to rhythm number 2, and I will say the rhythm first. The pattern is 1 2 1 2 3 4, and we'll start after the count of 4. 5 6 7 8. 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1.
Oh, I like that sound at the end.
A little crash cymbal, my little tin.
I suppose, Mendy, the great thing about this is about what you're showing us, and I'm just kind of thinking as you're showing us the rhythms, people could, everybody's rhythm, everybody's sound will be slightly different, not only because of maybe the room you're in and what the acoustics are, but you could use any type of object, and maybe people filling glasses with liquids, and some glasses have more liquid than other, and the pitch will change, and so you can really kind of get lost in this stuff, can't you?
Absolutely, Stuart. You just reminded me. Actually, how all this came about was I put a 1 minute video in lockdown on Instagram of wine kind of glasses filled with water on different heights to produce different pitches, and some bowls and tins, just like entertaining myself. And Henshaw's got in touch, someone from Henshaw's, and they were like, "Could you come and do a workshop with every of what you're doing with everyday objects?" And we gave it some thought, and I said I could create a project around this, that where I could teach a variety of different rhythms, teach them about different dynamics of rhythms, different aspects of rhythms like accents in rhythms, and how to solo. And so it became a whole big project using everyday objects, and people got very, very creative in this process, and it's very accessible, as you can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And great thing, and the fact that you can do it without having anything really, just your basic stuff you have in your home that everybody has available.
Absolutely.
Um,
And these are all transferable skills. If you had a drum, you could play these rhythms on any drum.
there's a request on chat that can we see what you're playing?
Yes.
Can we see the objects that you're playing? Okay. Yeah, that is just one bowl turned upside down and a bowl turned the right way up. That's really simple. It makes a great sound, doesn't it?
It's incredible sound, yeah.
Do it. I will just play you a little solo.
Go on.
Okay.
Okay. Just to give an idea of how these things can sound.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic. Love that.
You, you're getting us all revved up and energized, Mendi. It's brilliant.
Another couple of rhythms, because everyone could play this back and they could learn them when they hear the webinar again. Is that okay, Stuart?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the next rhythm number 3 is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And if you like to play that together, I'll count 4 and we all could join in. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Someone
So
on chat said they
yeah,
just chipped the wife's best china mug.
Oh gosh, I should have mentioned at the beginning, no wine glasses. That is not a good idea. They're
you
very
say, they say don't try this at home. So don't try this, or try this at home at your own risk.
Yeah, I use a mug and quite thick bowls and a drinking glass, which is all quite thick and plastic and tin and wood, the table.
Brilliant. Okay, so any other rhythms you want to give us before we look at tabla?
Yeah, let's try another couple and then we'll do some more chatting. Rhythm number 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And
Hey, brilliant.
rhythm number 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here, this is a good rhythm where we could learn about dynamics. Because in music, we have loud sounds, we have quiet sounds. So you can play this rhythm super quiet, for example. And then you could play some of it quiet, some of it loud, for example. two main. Yes, Stuart.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And that's our 5 rhythms.
And as you say, Mendi, because we will have the recording of this available afterwards on our YouTube channel, people can play this back if you want to have some fun at home or you want to practice those rhythms that Mendi gave again. You'll have the opportunity to do that very shortly after the session today.
Brilliant. And a good way to practice them, just on the final note of this, is that you could, if you played all the rhythms back to back, like 2 times each or 4 times each, you will feel the progression of them.
Okay, fantastic. So just before we go on, if we have any questions, if anybody wants to raise their hand, you can do that by pressing Alt and Y if you're on Windows, or activate the raise hand button. Sharon, I don't know if we have anything on chat that you wanted to report.
Just that people are thinking it's brilliant, loving it.
Okay.
And Steve was only joking about his wife's best China Cup, so don't worry, Mendi.
I do have one raised hand from Carol Carr. So Carol, I think, has a question. So Mendi, if you don't mind, I'll just bring Carol in. So Carol, you should be able to unmute yourself, I hope. You might get a little prompt from Zoom to ask you to unmute. I think we have you, Carol.
Am I unmuted now?
You are,
Sorry.
yeah. How
Sorry.
are you?
Hi, Stuart. Yeah. Mendi, yeah, it's really fantastic. I love rhythm. And last year I had the chance of doing a course with the Integral Sound Healing School in England for sound. And it was really great. And in that they were talking a lot about how rhythm has a healing effect on your body, and how, different rhythms is probably one of the most first things, that we experience, even the rhythm of your, for the baby before it's even born, the rhythm of the mother's heartbeat and that. And what I learned then last year, how different rhythms can help to bring balance in your life, without going into it all. But I wondered if you wanted to say anything about the, other than even just the sound, how rhythm can be a benefit to a person in other ways as well, whether it's in your body or balance in your life or anything like that.
Oh, that's a beautiful question. And I find when I work in the centers and I get the group playing on everyday objects or whatever they bring in, a djembe or something, after the session, everyone feels so uplifted, and it brings so much, I think, joy. It kind of washes away any negativity, and it just kind of puts you into a positive rhythm. And it's almost like exercise. It's good for you, stimulates your mind. I feel that rhythm, helps to relax you, makes you relaxed, and brings out the positive side of you, I feel.
Thank you, Mendi.
Thanks, Carol, for your question, and good to see you. Okay. Anybody else who has questions or comments, you can raise your hand or put a message in chat and we'll have a look. So Mendi, can you chat to us a bit about Tabla? And because I know this is all going to lead into your rhythm code, which we'll talk about in a little while.
Yes, most certainly. I'll just move the video down to the tabla drums. So the instrument which I mentioned is the tabla drum. It was invented around 500 years, and its construction is a metal bowl with a skin on top of it, and it is stretched with some leather straps, and the diameter of the skin is around 9 centimeters, and it sounds like this, the bass drum. And we use the pressure of our wrist and the tips of our finger, and we cup our hand like we're holding a ball to produce the different sounds. And that's the base tabla. Then we have a high tabla, which is smaller in diameter. It's around 5.5 centimeters, and it is also stretched with leather straps and wooden pegs to tune the drum. So the high pitched drum is a tuned, you could say, instrument, and then it has different features on the drum. So in the center we have this black paste which produces this type of sound, and we play it with the tip of our index finger. And then we have the outer layer, which produces this sound. And then we have what we say the middle circle, which produces. So we have ta, tin, tun. And all the different sounds have a particular tone and name. So I will just demonstrate the different pitches or the different sounds that we can produce on this drum. And the names that go with these sounds. So everything I say should sound like what I'm playing. The sounds are ta, tin, tun, theta, theta, thick, tak, ti, na, ni. And that's the high pitched drum. And on the bass drum, we have the syllables ge, gu, ge, 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 ke, ka, ta, and then one of my favorites, trak. And then once we learn these different sounds and the techniques to produce these sounds, in the classical tradition, we learn how to sing the rhythms and produce and learn compositions. And I will just sing a couple of compositions in a rhythm called tactile, which is a 16-beat rhythm. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dita karta dita takit dita karta dita kata gedikina trikde takena da trikde takena da trikde takena dita karta dita takit dita karta dita kata gedikina trikde takena da trikde takena da trikde takena da.
Wow,
Amazing.
brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
It sounds like there are about 6 drums and 3 people playing there.
So that was some of the classical side of playing the tabla drum.
You're getting some amount of it. Yeah, it's exactly as Sharon said. That it sounds like there's a whole load of drums. You're getting some amount of variety of sound out of one drum.
There is quite a few tones that I think this is one of the reasons the tabla today is played in so many different genres of music. It's developed in jazz music by a great maestro, Zakir Hussain. It's played in pop music. Like I got the opportunity to play with Take That. It's also used in a lot of R&B songs. There's so much variety of tones that it could work. I think that's one of the reasons it's popular in different genres of music.
It's really amazing, and yeah, I guess it's because it's so because of the fact that it's so versatile, as you say, you can sort of incorporate it into a lot of musical genres already.
I feel so.
So, Mendi, this is like really interesting stuff. Did you want to talk to us about your rhythm code course? Because this is something that people could actually get involved in from their homes. And if they want to kind of continue maybe keeping in touch with what you're doing, this would be a really nice way for them to do that.
Yes, most certainly. And maybe later, Stuart, that I could play some folk rhythms where everybody could play some of the rhythms on. We could have a jam together.
Well, let's make sure we do that before the session ends. Absolutely.
That would be really nice. So yeah, so for the last 3 years, working at the different centres, like Henshaw's, Focus Birmingham, where else? And currently, I'm working with Site Concern at Worcestershire. I'm just finishing off a 6-month project with Sandwell and Site Concern Worcestershire, where we've been learning rhythms and different aspects about rhythm. And I've been taking my computer and all the equipment in that they can record these rhythms and produce their own digital tracks. So people have been experimenting with different sounds, with their voice, humming, singing, and it's developed into from this where it started, as I called it tap along first, into this whole kind of production of creating rhythms and recording them and creating their own digital tracks. So that is my current project. And I was working with Nottingham, my site Nottingham, and with some of the participants there. And while I was working, I came to realize that I couldn't find any simple method that I could leave them with to learn by themselves. So either they would record or they would have to remember a lot of the rhythms. And then I started working on a method, a tactile method, where people can either learn independently or anybody could teach at the center by following instructions of the course. And so the product rhythm code comes with 12 pre-made rhythms, and the rhythms are on a piece of paper with raised dots on it, and the paper slips into a card writing frame, so it comes with a card writing frame. And the idea is that you could feel the rhythms and then tap them on a tambourine, which comes with the product, and a beater. And some of the rhythms, what we learned earlier, are some of the rhythms that come with the 12 rhythms, and you learn them on a tambourine. But yet again, these skills can be transferable to play on any drum. And then you get 200 of these raised dots that stick onto paper, and you get paper, some sheets of paper, and you get some practice exercises to stick your dots on in a straight line. And the idea is, once you go through the course and learn the rhythms, that you could start creating your own compositions. And the course is around 14 minutes long, but I feel that somebody who's new to music, they probably could spend like 2 to 3 months learning the course and just spending a little time, 2-3 times a week or every day. On the instructions, there's music to play along with, some simple guitar riffs, and all the rhythms are demonstrated, and all the instructions step by step are given for if anybody wanted to learn independently, or if they wanted to teach in a center, or if parents wanted to teach their children. I feel it's a accessible method.
Fantastic. And how much is the course, Mendi?
The course with the equipment, and it comes with a really nice rhythm code bag, is £60.
It's a great price, great value. And as you say, you can learn the rhythms, but then you can kind of broaden that to develop your own compositions.
Yes, and I feel with like your write-up about the, I feel rhythm is the core of music.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully some people might be interested in that. There's certainly a lot of interest in this session today. So if people want to do that, we can put your contact info at the end of this session. Just going to remind people again about raised hands. If you have a question or your comment for Mendi, you can raise your hand by pressing Alt and Y, or activate the raise hand button. And I do have a raised hand oh no, I did have a raised hand. I don't anymore. Okay, we did have a raised hand from Emma. So Emma, I don't know if you maybe had put your hand up by mistake, but if you want to raise your hand again, or you want to come in with a question, you can do that. I do have another raised hand from Carol, who was on previously, so we'll bring Carol in, and if anyone else wants to raise your hand, you can do that. Carol, you should be able to unmute yourself, I hope. As I say, if anybody else wants to raise their hand, just you can do so, and we'll bring you in for your questions. Hi, Carol.
Hi there. Yeah, I was just wondering, Mendi, would you be ever thinking of coming to Ireland to give a workshop?
Oh, great question.
I would love to. Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll have to see
We'll have to organize that. Yeah.
Or I know there's a brilliant music shop school on South Georgia Street, and they have, you know, a huge amount of all kinds of percussion instruments. I bought a rain stick from them, an ocean drum stick, and a lot of other stuff. So they have upstairs, you know, a big room where they hold, you know, sound music workshops, like that. You know, the room can be whatever for people to give the kind of music that you're speaking about today. So maybe we can keep a note to Stuart or something, see would that ever be a possibility.
That sounds brilliant. Thank you, Carol. In fact, one of I have two bands, a duo, and that with a harpist, I do concerts and we do workshops together. And my other band is a trio of Irish music and Indian music mixed, with
Wow.
Peacock and Ruth Angel on the violin.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Okay, we have to get you over to Dublin then. I agree with Carol completely. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Carol. Okay, just is it worth sharing? Is there anything in chat you wanted to reference for us?
Just a lot of amazing, love those drums. Steve, who didn't break his wife's best china mug, says, do you do any online courses or workshops?
So I do teach online, and for my tabla, I produced 3 courses on a platform called Udemy, and my course is called the Ultimate Beginner's Tabla Course for tabla. And recently I just filmed a 4.5 hour course, which took a lot of planning, but it was great. And so I give lessons online as well. And this course, eventually it might come online as well. But at the moment it's on a USB stick, which comes with all the other equipment like the tambourine, the dots and the paper.
So presumably people can listen to the audio from the USB. Is that it? When they're listening to the course, they're listening to you kind of speaking.
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't use my voice. I tried my voice, but I wasn't happy with it. So I used a AI voice, which I found was very suitable.
Okay. Very good. So AI is infiltrating its way into the rhythm code as well.
Yes.
Okay. I have another raised hand from Helen Gray. So Helen, you should be able to unmute yourself, I hope.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Helen.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was fantastic. I was actually brought up with music. I learned the button accordion in school, and I think it was one of my best subjects, to be honest. I also did a kind of like a drumming course one day with Leader Partnership, I think. How to play the drums, and I just took onto it straight away. I love rhythm. I just love music, full stop. It's just a pity there's nothing down here in Sligo that, because I would love to take up a music course, but uh, um, just just to be in a music class and to be in a music course, it's just brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
Helen, where did you say your location is?
Sligo.
Where is that? I'm not familiar with that.
In
It's in the
Ireland.
northwest.
Helen's in
Ireland.
Northwest Ireland.
Ireland,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Ireland.
So maybe, Helen, maybe the rhythm code would be a starter for you, because you get all the resources that you could have, yourself, and then listen to the audio. That it's just a suggestion.
Yeah. No, but it's like, music was one of my best subjects in school. I done exams. I played the recorder, I played the button accordion, I played, which I don't have any of them now, but it's just brilliant. It's just such a pity that there's nothing down here that
Yeah.
people can take part in.
Well, if we
And,
can, if we can get,
even to buy the instruments, like, it's just too expensive.
yeah. Well, if we can get Mendi over to Dublin, we'll certainly let you know. You never know
Oh yeah,
what we might organize. All right.
yeah. Please do. Thanks. That's great. Thank
Thanks
you.
for your feedback, Helen.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
that.
thank you.
Okay, brilliant. And if anyone else wants to raise their hand or put anything in chat, you still have time to do so. You can raise your hand, Alt and Y if you're on Windows, or you can activate the raise hand button on either iOS or Android. So, Mendi, I think you had promised us a bit of music before we wind down. Is now a good time to do that?
Yes, most certainly. And
Brilliant.
I could just kind of demonstrate a rhythm that you could play along with some of the beats that I will be improvising on the tabla with. So, and also you could also improvise on top of these rhythms, most certainly. Stuart, I did want to mention that, like I was saying earlier, that I'm working with Sandwell Visually Impaired and Worcestershire Sight Concern right now with this project. This project is almost complete, and I will be looking for 2 more centres who are keen to have music in their centre. So if anybody wanted to get in touch through yourself, and I would be interested to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I can also we can put your contact details. I can put your email address in the chat as well for this session if anybody wants that. Mendi, I'll do that while you're doing your rhythms. If anybody wants to get in touch with Mendi and find out more about the course, or of course you can just get in touch with me and I'll happily link you up.
Amazing. Oh, back to rhythms, Stuart. Yeah.
Brill.
Yeah, here we go. So I think just that first rhythm what we learnt, 1 2 1 1 2 1 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. We'll go very appropriately with some of the rhythms what I'm going to play on the tabla. So I will count you in again. If you like to start at the same time, I will just sing out 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So you could follow along some of the rhythms that I will be improvising on. Here we go. And some of these rhythms are contemporary rhythms. You could say things from the different influences of music that I've been involved in, and some folk rhythms that come from, originate from North India. So get your pattern going once we start after the count of 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Brilliant, Mendi. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. There's such energy in your performances.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you very much.
So for anyone who wants it, I have put Mendi's email address in chat, but I will just call it out again because some people may not be able to access chat. So it's Mendi Tabla 1, that's MENDITABLA 1 @gmail.com. Is Mendi's contact address if people want to get in touch about rhythm code, or if you have any questions, follow up from today. Mendi, it's been a really great session. Would you come back again maybe later on in the future and check in with us again?
I would love to, Stuart. That would be tonight.
We'd love to stay in touch with you. Thank you for giving us loads of energy. I just, at a quick glance, there seems to be really positive stuff in chat coming through. I think you've been one of the most popular guests we've had so far. So everybody's very excited about that.
Oh, that is so nice to hear. Well, it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting me to share what I do and developing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Mendi, thank you so much. You're an absolute gentleman, and we look forward to staying in touch with you. Thanks to everybody for coming to Webinar Wednesday today. It was certainly something very, very different, but I have to say, for me, one of the most enjoyable ones we've done in a very long time. And we're back again on the 3rd of April, and we look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks as always to Sharon for coming along and helping out and feeding back all our chat. Look after yourselves, and we'll talk to you all in April. From Stuart Lawler and everyone at Sight and Sound, thank you very much.